Let let me welcome everyone. This is our final Saturday gathering Zoom for our reboot, for our detox, reboot, rejuvenate 21-day strategic program. At this particular point, everyone's just checking in, asking a few questions, and also sending greetings. And Brother Troy has just joined us. And I know, Brother Troy, you've got some good news you want to share with us today. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And one can I ask one more thing, Brother Troy, because you're occupying so little of the real estate of your camera and it's pointing into the light. Is it
Oh,
possible you could reposition your camera so it looks kind of like the rest of us? There you go.
how about that? Okay.
Looks so much better. I mean, you
Okay.
got a nice tiny little head, but the rest of you is cool too.
Yeah. Thanks. So yeah, everything's going good. A good thing is I experienced headaches, and so that was a good indication that everything my body was really kind of adjusting to the new strategy, and we
That's evidence of the toxins coming out.
right. So I immediately went to drinking, adding water or more water to my day.
hmm
So now I'm down 6.5 pounds so far.
Awesome. That's since last
Oh,
week.
yeah, just since last week. And so that's a lot. And I haven't even really implemented the exercise yet. So
hmm What's holding you back, you think, from implementing the exercise?
I only had two. Well, my plan was to do 5 days. So I only had two of the 5 days in place. Work is the only thing. Yeah. I've been starting my day really early.
hmm
So I gotta put a specific time in my calendar to get that exercise in no matter what.
22 minutes average every day, 7 days a week, adds to 150 minutes a week, adds 6 to 8 years to your life expectancy.
22 minutes? That's it? Oh man.
22 minutes, if you can double that up and get an even greater benefit. Also, it's going to definitely speed up, if not increase by 50% to 100% your rate of weight reduction.
Gotcha. But
And
yeah,
it
that's
also feels good. Exercise fills your body with the feel good endorphins and other hormones. It boosts your testosterone level. It does so many things. There is not one professional health advocate, nutritionist, or holistic expert that does not recommend that we exercise, sleep, as well as get good nutrition and hydration as part of our whole life wellness program.
right. Gotcha.
Great.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to report? Sounds like you're on a roll.
Latricia's down. I think she said she was down 4 pounds.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. How's she feel about that?
She feels good. Yesterday was a struggle because Friday was the day we usually usually go out and eat, to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate we made it through the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was uh that was something we did not do yesterday.
What
So,
did you eat yesterday?
oh, yesterday we just had fruit salad.
Okay. Just all
Mhm.
day long fruit salad?
All day.
That seems to be working for you. You're using that fruit salad and the weight's coming off at the same time.
Yeah. And actually, I'm down. The first few days, I started out doing like 2 to 3 salads a day, smaller ones. But the last couple of days, I wasn't even hungry. I did one a day. I really wasn't even hungry.
Your body is adjusting now to the fasting protocol. Two
Hmm.
things I would recommend. If you can, try 24 hours at least on water only. And I bet you, you'll take off 2 pounds that day, especially if you're exercising during that day. And don't worry, you're not going to be wanting for energy. You'll have plenty of energy for getting your exercise in, as well as are you using garden salads?
No, we haven't done any greens, just the fruit. The
Okay,
only
now that you've been
I,
doing the fruit and you got a good routine, add very colorful garden salad to it as well.
okay.
Uh, Coach, I got a question.
Yes.
This is Dwight. I'm down to 200.6 this morning.
Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
long has it been since you weighed that low?
Oh, it's been a long time.
What, a month, 2 months?
Oh, no, years.
So, okay, you're feeling younger now. You're getting younger now.
Yes, I feel much better.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of concerned about this visceral adipose. It has come down some,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still kind of hanging there like, yeah, you think you're going to get rid of me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
Well,
wondering,
visceral adiposity, there are a number of different factors which contribute to it. One is you've got stages of metabolic syndrome. And the stages of metabolic syndrome is a chronic disease disorder process. You've heard me talk about the diseases that comprise metabolic syndrome: overweight, obesity, visceral adiposity, which is the big belly syndrome. It also includes high triglycerides. It also includes imbalance in your LDL, HDL ratios. It also can be accompanied by hypertension, high blood pressure, hyperglycemia, which is high blood sugar, diabetes, or prediabetes. And in its more advanced stages, this starts turning into kidney disease and even can turn into cancer and fatty liver or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So the thing about it is the main thing that's going to get rid of the visceral adiposity faster than everything else is to commit your life to an anti-inflammatory protocol. Did
okay,
you ever get a document from me in the email called the 10-point anti-inflammatory lifestyle or anti-inflammation protocol?
possibly. I was looking at some of the emails recently, but I don't
Mm,
remember that one specifically.
yeah, 10-point anti-inflammation protocol.
Point. Okay.
I think, Denise, you got that one. Am I correct?
I
And
did.
Have you pulled that one out, Denise, and taken it to the grocery store and fill your cart up with other items listed?
I haven't pulled that out, but I went grocery shopping and I got pretty much everything I needed. So
But
yeah,
did you
we can
get what
start
was
it.
on
Yeah, I
that
don't have
very specific list? I don't share that list
I,
unless it's to people that I
I
know absolutely need it. I don't share
okay,
that
I
list
may
because
have.
it really reflects like 40 years of my research in one list.
Does it have to do with the green vegetables and all of that?
Way beyond that.
Way beyond that. Well, no, I didn't pull it out and go to the grocery store. I basically looked at some of the recipes and the
Mm-hmm.
green power drink. I knew some of the stuff that I needed, to go in that. And so that's kind of what I went off of.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I'm going to ask you to
okay.
trust me a
Make
little
sure
bit.
that I
I want you to trust me just a little bit more. Okay.
okay.
I'm doing the best I can to
Yes,
work
yes.
with you all as a collective, but I also work with you all as individuals because everyone's situation is unique, is dynamic. Okay. So trust
Okay.
me, if I give you advice that I don't necessarily give to Troy and Latricia or to Dwight, the advice for you is very specific. I know it will work, but it will not work unless you implement it. Okay. And Troy,
Okay.
with you, I congratulate you on your successes. The next level for you, next two levels are get in those vegetables, those raw, fresh vegetables, and get in your exercise. Now, beyond that, there's still multiple layers to go to, multiple layers. Dwight, you've been doing this for some time, and I think that your progress is doing pretty well. If I
Yes.
could offer you any other advice is just keep doing what you're doing, but take your level of aggression. No excuses, no backstepping, no half stepping. Just take your level of aggressiveness up to the next level and turn yourself into a Superman.
Okay. All right.
Because a Superman, have you ever
Can I
seen
brag about
Superman
something?
with a big bulging belly?
No.
So we are the original model of the Superman.
Okay.
And I like that T-shirt. I got that same T-shirt.
Oh, I didn't know if you could see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Son of a field Negro. I'm proud of them old Africans.
Yeah, I haven't worn it in a while.
That's right. That's right. You had a question, Denise, that you wanted to put into the conversation?
Yeah, I just want to brag a little bit. Remember, I was having, well, I had to get me a battery for my what is it, my scale, and so I went ahead and got the battery for it. And like when I first weighed myself, I was 173. Remember, you and I started at 182, but I was
Mm-hmm.
173. And
So
so,
it's going down
yeah,
from
so this
182 to
morning,
173 now?
well, that was the last time I weighed myself was at
Oh, so that
182.
was months ago.
So, but yeah, could have been. And so when I got the battery and all, I checked myself and I was 173. And so every day since then, and this was like on Tuesday, I guess Tuesday or Wednesday, I've been checking it and it's been going down. So when I got up this morning, I checked and it was 169.8.
Good. Congratulations. So that is
And my
about 3 to
my
4
B
pounds now just this week.
yeah, and my BMI was what 20. You and I did it was 30, but it was 28.8 or 6.
Good. That means you've dropped
I think
out.
that's what it was.
That means
And
you've dropped out of the obesity class 1 into just the category called overweight.
right,
That's a significant
yeah,
transformation.
yeah. I was looking at
Congratulations.
Mark. I'm really not that big. It's the belly part. And then one more thing, I can do 10 push-ups.
All right. I'm not mad at you. So is that a new record for you?
I've always just did 10, but I don't do. I have a belt. Jay, bring me that belt right quick. I have a belt that I have to use to put across
Mm-hmm.
my arms in order to be able to do them just straight up off the floor. Now, him and that belt right there on that chair. If I don't use this belt, then I'm not able to do it. I have to do it like the girl, like we as women do. But using this belt here,
Mm-hmm.
if I put it almost like this here and get on the
Mm-hmm.
floor, then I can do them. So I do 10 of them.
All right.
And I can feel it too.
Good, good, good. Now,
So I'm
if
proud
you
of myself.
can do 2
Yeah.
sets of 10 per day, and then if you can get it up to 3 sets per day, then you
Okay.
can start to do 12 at a time. So
We'll see.
congratulations. Yeah, that's a good move.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if any of you are
No.
on my Facebook or my Instagram, but this week I set a new lifetime record. Again, our first lesson, set your goals, get your goals. So I had set a goal about 2 weeks or so prior. I had set a lifetime record for push-ups at a single set at 400. Well, yesterday, I, for the first time in my life, reached 425 push-ups in a single set. So set your goals, get your goals.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It's not so hard. It's not so easy. I think the hardest part about it is talking yourself into starting because, 400, anything over 300 is a lot. For many people, anything over 50 is a lot, but 100 push-ups to me, if I do 100 and stop, I consider that myself to be a lazy failure.
Mm.
But that's my own experience. I can remember the day on my 60th birthday, I was proud to say I did 61 push-ups on my 60th birthday. Now that I'm 68, 450. So I guess on my 450th birthday, I'm gonna have to do 451 push-ups. Troy, you're muted, but do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Where are we at? I didn't really pull up any research. I really want to just kind of just help everyone at this point. This is our last Saturday. I really want to help everyone track your progress and get the maximum benefit. Hopefully, you will be motivated to continue this process beyond the end of this 21 days. The 21 days are to set new lifestyle habits. Let me ask this question. Have you been reading the books? Anyone?
Yes, for
I can
reference.
say I started, but
Okay, what have you read, Denise, that you want to ask me about?
I haven't read anything that I want to ask you about. I just said that I read some of the book because I read out of this one, and then I read out of what is the weight book that you have, the 30-day program, the weight book?
Get the weight off.
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean I didn't have any questions or anything, but you asked the question, have anybody read them? And yeah, I have. But
What I'm trying to
as far as
do,
questions,
I'm trying to gauge, what I'm attempting to do is gauge what you are getting from the books. That's why I asked the question that way. Troy, I know
Yeah.
you have received all of your books in the last week or so, or I think
Yeah.
you might. I don't know. I can't, with so many people, and I have multiple classes going on, sometimes hard for me to keep up. But anything about the books that you wanted to comment on, ask about, become relevant?
The living superfood research really cleared up a lot of the questions that we had, and that's the last one that we got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that really, I think that's the one I wish we had first, because it would have saved us some time. But that one really lays it out very well.
Thank you. Living Superfood Research, I'm proud to say, is one of the great books that I've written. And it covers just so much ground. It even has a serious history lesson, the spiritual origins of the vegetarian lifestyle. That is a significant part of history from about 1600 before the current era, BC, until about 600 BC. There's a gap in Nile Valley history that's not really much spoken about. Well, that chapter actually goes into there. Did you get a chance to read that chapter, The Spiritual Origins of the Vegetarian Lifestyle?
No, I haven't read that yet.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. And it deals with spirituality, religion, Christianity. Who was Jesus? Where did Jesus come from? Why did his family flee to Egypt or not to Egypt? Why did his family flee to Africa when King Herod put out this edict to kill the firstborn son? Now, again, I do talk about the mixing of myth, fable, allegory with true history. We talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls in that chapter. That's true history that uncovers a significant proportion of world history. And I end up that chapter talking about the greatest crime that has existed on earth since the Romans and the Vatican take over. And what is that greatest crime, Brother Dwight?
I don't know. I'm wondering what chapter that is.
I think it's chapter 10.
Out of this book here, is it this book?
No,
book
I
is
don't.
it?
I don't think you have that book. That's this one, the green book, Living Superfood Research. This is the one you're talking about, right?
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
on the chapter. I'm reading about sugar. That's
Yeah.
just after
Okay,
Detox.
that's once again.
Chapter 10, The Spiritual History of the Vegetarian Lifestyle. I began this whole chapter with the question that came into my mind, and I had to answer it. Was Jesus an Egyptian raw foodist? And I'm just going to invite you to read the chapter. I don't want to put any spoilers in, but the last great revelation of the chapter is exposing the greatest crime, I think, ever perpetuated against humanity by the Romans, by the Vatican.
Wow.
Mm.
And hopefully somebody will read it. Anything else in any of the books that you want to bring out, highlight that you read, you may have found it to be interesting, challenging, questioning, skeptical, or that you think others in the circle would definitely want to learn what you learned?
I do have a comment. I had to go to the dentist on Friday,
Okay.
and when the technician was flossing my teeth, she said she said I don't know if this is an issue. She said, but your so I had a little bit of bleeding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I don't know if this is an issue. She said, but your blood seems to be so bright.
Ah.
And I was like, it's probably been the meal plan I've been on for the last few days. And she was like, then she started to ask me what type of meal plan. And she was
Okay.
like, she's like, oh, that sounds really serious. I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know about it. And what did you say to that?
I would say, it's worth a try. I said, because I told her my theory was I've eaten how I wanted to eat and what I wanted to eat for 40 something years. How, I mean, what would it hurt you or what would it hurt me to try a new way to just see how it would affect my life? And so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what is there to lose? I've already given up 40 years of possibly the wrong way without a plan. And so, I mean, it won't kill you.
Did she go to the next level of the interaction with you?
No, she got quiet.
Yes, she got quiet. How healthy was she?
She was overweight for sure.
Uh-huh. So that's
Yeah.
why she rejected it right off the bat. Did you tell her that it was causing you to lose weight consistently every day?
No, I didn't. I didn't know if I don't know, weight sometimes it was a female, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Sometimes it's kind of a touchy subject, so
No, it's
I
always a touchy subject. But the thing about it is though, it is a key indicator of health status. And so we need to stop, what's the word, pussyfooting around these issues that are sensitive, but are related to the health status of the people we love, care about, and that are in our circle of associates. So I think you are probably right in not pushing forward, because what you don't want is an emotionally upset dentist or somebody in your mouth.
exactly. Exactly. But what it did show me was that I have to even in getting visible results, I have to go through your books well enough to be able to back up some of what I'm saying with some research and proof so that they can then do their own research.
There you go. That's the
Yeah.
right attitude. That
Yeah.
is absolutely the right attitude. Now, if you don't mind, what procedures were you there at the dentist for? Anything specific or just a routine teeth cleaning checkup?
Oh, it's just routine.
Okay, good. And she noted that your blood was bright red. Do you know why it was so bright red?
I guess just the fruits and I guess the cleansing that was going on with the water and just the fruits. And I had been adding some parsley to my fruit salads.
Hmm.
So and then and the walnuts. But that's it.
The reason your blood was bright red is because it was the oxygen rich. The oxygen carrying capacity of your blood indicates the blood's color. When the oxygen levels of the blood are low, your blood gets darker. When the oxygen levels are very high, your blood gets brighter and more, it almost looks electric. It gets so bright. That's also a strong indicator that your vitamin K, your blood clotting factor, is at its maximum. But the main thing indicating is that the magnesium levels in your blood are high. Therefore, it's got high oxygen carrying capacity, which is also a strong indicator of a cancer prevention lifestyle.
Hmm. So those foods will reduce the amount of oxygen in your blood? The wrong food?
Increase the wrong foods decrease your oxygen carrying capacity. That's what's
Okay,
called the
got
pro-acidic lifestyle. Pro-acidic lifestyle makes your blood darker increases the risk of all chronic diseases, including cancer.
Man, got it. Okay.
And the pro-acidic lifestyle is mainly driven by the high amounts of inappropriate foods that we consume in the Western diet or standard American diet, and the soul food diet as well. And these inappropriate foods are meat, dairy, sugar, high fats and high trashy fats, not even the good fats, high levels of the trashy fats, hydrogenated oils, vegetable oil, and these other polysaturated, all these other saturated fats, as well as the acidic diet is driven by highly processed foods and chemicals masquerading as foods that cause the blood alkaline level to have lower pH, which means more acidity. Lower the acidity level of our blood, the higher is the incidence, not just the risk, but the incidence of these chronic non-infectious diseases. So yeah, she paid you quite a compliment when she said, now, did she say what the source of the bleeding was, or was it just the flossing that triggered the bleeding?
The lack of flossing.
She said lack of flossing triggered the bleeding?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that could be true, because when you do floss, you do push down into the gums. And when I first started flossing regularly, I did notice that they were bleeding, but they don't bleed anymore when I floss.
Yeah. I haven't made that a habit. I need to, though.
It's a lifelong habit. When I was younger, and so for so many years of my life, it's embarrassing, but I had pretty obnoxious halitosis. I think we all know what halitosis means. Like, yo, bro, stand back a minute. I'll admit to it. And I didn't realize until I started flossing that was the source of my halitosis. It was decaying material between my teeth, rotting. It smelled so bad. So I highly recommend it for everybody, not only for dental care, but also for making people want to stand within a foot of you.
Right. Got it. So yeah, the whole thing is just eye-opening how fast it kind of happens. And so I can't wait to really become a technician and be able to master it and manipulate the foods to get all the results and benefits that are there.
Good.
Well,
and again, you're seeing much of these benefits within the last 5, 6, 7 days. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, where this is day 16 of their detox, what if you had just jumped in right at the beginning? Where do you think you'd be right now at the rate of weight loss you're losing right now? How many pounds do you think you would have had if you had that extra, 8 days?
Oh yeah, so that'd be at least 14. At least 14. But then 19 if I had started on day one with every yeah.
So
all is not lost, though. All is not lost.
Well, I mean, you got the rest of your life.
Yeah.
This is a lifestyle transformation. I just want to emphasize everybody, and you'll know when you join our classes, the classes that I teach, jump right in. Don't hesitate. You will not, 3 days after you jump right in, you will not regret having done so. And you see that now.
Yeah, the difficulty though is going to be next week, because we're not going to be home. We're going to be out of town next week. And
why is that going to be difficult?
Because we're going to be meeting up with people, and they're going to.
Why is that going to be difficult? Don't let him off the hook, Dwight. Stay on him. Why is that going? What are these people going to do to you?
The temptation at the restaurants, man, is going to be astronomical.
No, it ain't.
Yeah.
It is not. I'm trying to tell you, it's not. I've been doing this for many, many years. I go to a restaurant. I love going to restaurants with people who don't eat like I do. If I do go there, I'll ask the waitress or whatever, can you prepare food like I eat? And if not, I just don't eat. I say, well, give me some cranberry juice with some lime in it, or give me, just some hot tea, herbal tea, and I'm going to enjoy my people's company, but I ain't putting that in my mouth. No way, no way. I am not putting carcass or whatever this toxic poison everyone else eats. I'm not putting that in my mouth. Why should you put that in your mouth because other people do that to themselves? Let me answer that question.
I can't even. There's no answer.
There is an answer.
Well, I would say
It's
the
called
reason
peer pressure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to
Yielding to peer pressure. Now, if your peers are at a higher level than you in life, then you want to yield to that peer influence. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what
But if your peers are at a lower level than you in life, do we yield to them or do we do the best we can to lift them up? And if we can't lift them up, just appreciate them where they are. But I'm staying at my height. Just to relate to them, I'm not going to go down and eat some shrimp and pizza and burgers and fries and fried chicken and all of that stuff. Here's why I'm emphasizing this, Troy. People tell me this all the time. I talk to people who are my clients. They're in bad shape. And I say, are you a vegetarian? Have you ever been a vegetarian or a vegan? They say, yeah, I was. I used to be a vegetarian, used to be a vegan. I said, how long did you do it? Oh, I did it for 3 years. How did you feel? I felt fantastic. And then I got married. And my husband wanted to eat a different way. And now I'm done with him. We didn't stay together, but he left me out of shape, morbid, distorted, obese, whatever. And now the depression of losing him has further contributed to the bad habits that he convinced me to participate in. I said, well, why didn't you lift him up when you were at that higher level? Why did you descend? And, I get different responses when I ask that type of question, but it's a significant question. One more story I'll tell here real quick on this is that my lady friend, who's a friend for life, previously we were together, living together, but she had been suffering from a life-threatening autoimmune disorder called sarcoidosis for 20 years or so, well over 15 years. It had sent her to the hospital with a heart attack in her early 40s, sarcoidosis. And when we got together, she came to visit me one weekend, and I was showing off. I'm an award-winning vegan cook, so I want to show off and let this pretty lady here know how she's going to eat when you're hanging out with me. And we feasted and feasted for the better part of 3 days. She went home and she said, as much food as I ate when I was at your house, I come home and my scale says I am 5 pounds lighter weight. So I said to her, welcome to my world. 1 week later, 7 days later, she said her sister came, and her sister's photographer. They had to go out and do a film shoot, and they carrying all this heavy equipment. The escalator was out at the mall, and so they had to climb a double flight of stairs carrying these heavy equipment bags. And she said, I got to the top of the flight of the stairs, and it dawned on me at that moment, my autoimmune disorder, sarcoidosis, was gone. Completely disappeared. Because she didn't have the lung capacity for doing that kind of work. And I have her testimony written down. I've shared it in videos, etc. And so she went out about 4 or 5 months later. We were now living together, and she went out with her girlfriends one evening, and they had dinner together. And she ate some of the food that her girlfriends were eating. And she came home, and right there in front of me, I saw what her sarcoidosis condition felt like, as she had the episode right there after eating with her friends one time after about 90 days of only eating living superfood. She ate that stuff one time, and immediately her body reminded her, this is your penalty for living and eating like that. It was bad. I couldn't do anything to help her out except for say, hey, just take some herbal laxatives, get that stuff out of your digestive tract as fast as possible, and then superfood it, get the kale power juice. And so the next day she was fine and never did that again. So wow. So when you tell me next week we're going to be out and it's going to be hard, that means I'm planning on failing you next week. That's what that means. And I'm not going to let you fail. Not when you don't have to. People talk about, I think, was it you that talked about you're driving all day long? I know Mosi said he's out of the house and driving all day long. And it was problematic because you couldn't find food. So I put up the trail mix recipe, the Living Superfood trail mix recipe on the WhatsApp group. Did you try it?
I see that. I haven't tried that yet.
Do you eat out all day? Are you driving all day? Are you one of the ones that was talking about that?
No, I think you're right. That was Brother Mosey.
Yeah, it was Brother Mosey. Well, if I leave the house, if it's for a day or I'm going to be traveling to Africa soon for probably a month, I'm not going to eat food that makes me sick. If necessary, I'll go 3 days without eating it all. Just give me some water and some fruit juices or whatever, vegetable juices. I'll go 3 days without eating it all. If I can't find any food to eat in those 3 days, then I'll go to a market and just live off of fruit, nuts, and other things, avocados. I can live off of avocados and nuts for weeks at a time. So you're the alpha dog. You're the alpha male, not the alpha dog. You're the alpha male. What is an alpha male, Brother Troy?
Oh, that's a man who takes control of his life and directs it versus it directing him.
He's the leader of the pack.
Leader of the pack.
The alpha male is the leader of the pack. The leader of the pack does not succumb to being led by the weakest one in the pack when it's convenient. It don't work like that. Does that make sense?
That's good teaching right there. I got it. Makes sense.
All right. So when you get out of the house, plan in advance how you're going to be eating. Are you going to be staying in a hotel or staying with family?
So no, it won't be family and it won't be a hotel. We're going to do possibly purchase a building with some partners, and one of the partners has a house there. So we'll be staying with him. And so and we've never stayed there before, but we've been to Baltimore several times. But so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how it's going to pan out. Yeah.
Well, if we have time right now, let's plan how it's going to pan out. So is he married? Does he have a family in that house?
No, he'll be traveling in from Colorado, and he's of Asian descent, and then it'll be me and my wife, and maybe another young lady will be there. So it's going to be a mix.
All right. Well, since you guys are real estate barons, you should probably just fly your chef in from Las Vegas.
It is not that type of party, but
yeah, I had a group.
I received that.
I had a group of real estate owners and real estate barons travel from UK to Jamaica as they were upgrading their properties, adding new properties, etc. They flew me in. Man, they ate like kings. The brothers ate so good that about day 4 or day 5, I had the brothers doing the push-ups, and one brother, I think he reached 74 push-ups for the first time in his life. I said, man, I'm proud of you. Now, I just showed him I could do 200. At that time, I was doing 200 was like my upper limit, and now it's doubled that. But you are the alpha. You're the alpha male. So do certain things like does the house have a kitchen you're going to be moving into? Pots, a fully equipped kitchen?
I would assume yes.
You would assume yes, but you don't know that to be true.
I don't know it to be true.
Can you pack a blender with you? Or get you a NutriBullet, a portable blender that costs like $40, $50 on Amazon?
Yeah, I can do that.
The blender is one of the great things I take with me when I'm on the road. I travel with my portable blender because I know I could live off of that blender. I can get me some mangoes, some bananas, some nuts, some water. I'll have some superpowers or some greens and things I'll carry with me. And I can put that blender up in a hotel room. I know that day I am not going to be hurting for nutrition. Also, before I travel, especially when I'm going out of the country, I'll go to Trader Joe's and buy me about 5 or 6 bags of mixed superfood nuts, mixed superfood mix. It'll be raw. It'll have pepitos and raisins and almonds in it and other things in it. I can buy dehydrated fruits at Trader Joe's. And for 5 days, if I can't find any food at all, or on the airplanes, if the airplanes can't serve me the food that I eat, then I just live off of Trader Joe's mixed trail mix. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And I don't have any rebuttal because in my mind right now, I'm thinking, so with so many with all the nuts and the nuts having such a high fat content, that would be counterproductive to my goal. But looking at you, I mean, yeah, that's I guess that's standard American diet thinking, actually.
You're not understanding the value of nuts and legumes for balancing our body's true nutritional needs.
Mm.
I eat a lot of nuts. I eat a lot of nuts. I eat a lot of avocados, and quite simply, those are said to be sources of fat, high fat foods. We do need 30% of our caloric intake to be fats. Just a lot of people are getting that fats are getting saturated fats and unhealthy, dirty protein. Well, when you're getting clean protein, your body synthesizes that into amino acids with much more facility and doesn't waste energy trying to separate the protein from the poisons. So what I'm trying to do what we are doing right now, Troy, is the original statement, and Denise or Dwight, correct me if you heard it different, but your original statement seemed to be like, we're going to be out of the house for a week or two. And so therefore, we're going to accept that we're going to be kind of failing our mission. And I'm not going to let you do that. You don't have to. You can succeed in your mission because this is your new life. These are your new lifestyle habits. You were saying, Dwight?
He's going to have to prepare, because he's new and he's going to have to prepare. It is a challenge when you're traveling, but he's going to have to give it some thought and some plan to have food source that he can utilize.
That's right. That's right.
You have to take a cooler or something, and the trail mix is easy. Those are good fats.
Mm-hmm.
Avocado is easy. You can put the nuts on the avocado.
Yeah, yeah.
Or blend them into a smoothie with bananas.
Yeah, I love the nuts, and I actually eat I thought I was eating too many. My wife gets on me all the time about eating too many nuts, but to hear just changing our mindset and our entire lifestyle now to realize that those are the superfoods, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as I'm not mixing it with those other deadly or
that's right. And don't eat salted nuts. Take the salt out of the nuts. If you can't eat the nuts with no salt, just adjust to it. Not just nuts, raw sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, pepitos are excellent. Hemp seeds, flax seeds.
Coach, what is pepitos? I had some of those.
Pepitos are pumpkin seeds. It's the Spanish name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very, very nutrient dense, like good source of zinc and protein. So you can eat cranberries, raisins, dried apricots, figs, prunes. All of these can be bought and sealed up so that they last a long time. And also, I highly recommend when I travel, one of the things that I do is I will go to the grocery store. I'll buy a bag of mixed pre-washed vegetables, like greens. Mixed greens are great. And then I'll throw those into a bowl and I'll cut up some tomato, avocado, throw some raisins, some sunflower seeds. It's what we call the color salad. I may have put that recipe up. If I didn't, I'll put that up in the WhatsApp group, the color salad. Yeah, you can grab a cucumber, and these are the type of things you can just chop up in your hotel room or wherever you're staying. You don't really need a kitchen to do this. Put that all in a big salad, and then don't mess it up with the commercial grade salad dressings around here, because most salad dressings that I see on grocery store shelves are not fit for human consumption. They either have milk in them, milk and dairy. I do not mess around with at all. or you read the label on them and it's got canola oil. I don't mess with that. Vegetable oils, corn oil, I don't mess with them. Soybean oil, I don't mess with soybean oil. But if you get a good high quality salad dressing, an organic vegan salad dressing, you can get that one, or just use extra light virgin olive oil and raw cider vinegar and make your own salad dressing. It's tasty. You can always use balsamic vinegar as well. It's tasty, it's healthy, and it doesn't have all of those artificial ingredients and sugar. A lot of salad dressings on the shelf in the grocery stores have added sugar to them. So having a big, healthy, and the thing about it is, with a color salad that I recommend, you can eat a huge amount of it, a huge amount, and it will do nothing but complement your ultimate health. And we highly encourage such activity.
Got it.
So now your warning that coach planned for me to see some bad numbers from me in the WhatsApp group as I'm traveling. Your warning that probably, coach, I'm going to lose all my gains that I gained in these few weeks, concentrating and focusing and celebrating these wins. I'm going to back up and lose them all. No way. We can't let you do that.
That is the importance of a good coach, because you just talked me off the ledge.
That's right. And that's a great attitude to have. If you don't mind, I'm going to, as I was thinking about this, I wanted to kind of take you through some of my photos from my raw gallery, if you don't mind. Some of these you probably have seen. I put these up in the WhatsApp group. I'm going to share screen here for just 1 second. Let me know. And here, let me do this. Let me clear as much of my tabletop, because I'm not going to open up Microsoft Word because it tends to crash the Zoom Word, and Zoom do not like each other. But what I am going to do is free up some memory, and then I'm going to share a screen. I'm going to show you all. Now, I am now living in a situation where I'm just sharing one room in a house with other people. But when I have my kitchen, and the plan is to be back in that situation in the very near future, this is the way I not only eat, but this is the way I would host the first Saturday feast every month at my house. So people would come to my house to learn how to eat this healthy food. And you tell me, can you see my shared screen right now, the zucchini?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that look all right? I can't see what you're seeing.
Yeah, that's fine. Well,
okay. So here is my raw food gallery. I did put this one up as one of the snacks. This one, but shockingly, this is incredibly nutrient dense. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I try and incorporate 2 apples every day if I can. This one has apples, peanut butter. You can use almond butter, is even better. It has raisins in it, good source of resveratrol, antioxidants, and it's dusted with cinnamon, which helps our body regulate blood sugar by helping the insulin uptake. This is a tasty snack. Children love this snack, and it's easy to make, very quick and very inexpensive. This is the Green Goddess dressing. I shared this one in our recipes for the group. This is a vegetable pate. It might be a walnut pate or vegetable pate made in a food processor, incredibly tasty. This is my dehydrator, my Excalibur, setting up for when my guests come over. From the top, you see raw. These are all raw because they're not cooking, just heating and extracting the water. There is at the top, those are raw cookies, followed by in the second shelf, onion bread, 2 shelves of the sesame seed flax bread, another shelf are falafel, raw vegan falafel, and then dehydrated apples. This is good travel on the road food as well. When you dehydrate it, the shelf life lasts so much longer.
so you could stick those in the pate and eat. Is that this dehydrated stuff here? You could like dip that in the pate.
No, because the taste of these, you could use the pate on the bread, like the third racks down, that's the bread. You can put pate on that. But the thing about it is like with the falafel, there's a cucumber sauce that goes with falafel. You don't want to mix that with a pate because the flavors are so dense and so targeted. You don't want to mix two things with an incredible flavor. You don't want to necessarily mix them together. You want to enjoy them separately. But the pate,
So
though,
how
I'd
long
make
do you
flax crackers to go with the pate.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I thought maybe just eat it.
No, not pate. You put pate on a cracker.
Oh,
Okay. This is my other dehydrator. I actually invented this one. This is a solar dehydrator. This one is actually out in the backyard. This is from one of the dinners I hosted at my house. These are just some guests showing up. I do promote this brand. My friend has this brand in East Africa. Her company is really doing phenomenally. And she's created these formulas of African traditional herbs that boost our life. And I just wanted to show
I
you
have a
here.
question about the dehydrator.
You have the question?
Yes, how long do you let the food dehydrate? Because I have a dehydrator, and it's been a while since I used it, so I don't even know how long. It seemed like it took too long for me, but how long do you usually let food dehydrate
Everything
in a
dehydrates at a
dehydrator?
different level. If I'm doing watermelon taffy, which is dehydrated watermelon, that one's going to take sometimes up to 2 days. It depends on your the level of humidity in your region. I live in a desert, so things dehydrate quicker here than anywhere else. So there is no set limit. Each food has its own water content. Some of it you want to dehydrate till it's crispy, but some of it you want to dehydrate till it's chewy. So there is no set rule on how long to dehydrate. You have to know what you're making. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Yeah, you have to, and you're not going to know that until you use that dehydrator regularly and get friendly with it. You get to know each other. So here is a group of
Yeah, I
people.
only use mine once.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
I only use mine once, so
How much did you
it's
spend on it?
stored on the shelf. I don't know because it's been a while and I only use it once, so I don't know.
When you used it that
But
one
I was
time,
curious.
when you used it that one time,
It
what was
took a
your
long
experience?
it took a long time for everything to dehydrate till I was discouraged because I was like, this takes too long. Yeah, so
But you didn't,
it's been on the shelf ever since,
I
and
don't
it's
think
been
you
years.
really, did you really know what you were doing? Come on,
I knew
talk to
I
me
was
now.
dehydrating vegetables and
Had
stuff
you
like
had you
that, so I
watched any
probably
videos?
not.
Had you watched any videos, read any
No,
books, read the instructions that came with it on how to do it?
I didn't read any books or anything like that on it. Probably read the instructions at that time, but I just felt like it took too long to, to dehydrate food.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so I think mine's took I don't know what it was I was dehydrating. I know strawberry was one of them. But I think it took a day or two, into the next
was
day.
it the
So
round
I
one with
was
the plastic shelves?
yeah,
Yeah, those are
yeah.
the real cheap ones. Those have a very low efficiency. I had one of those. I knew
Okay,
about dehydration. I
okay,
knew how great it was, and I knew people were really bragging about it. So I got one of those round ones. I think I got it at Kmart. And I did my first
right.
dehydration on it. I even tried things like wax paper. Wax paper does not does not work. You use parchment paper. And so it took me a couple of days to finally learn how to use it. And the first food I tasted out of it was so awesome. The thing stayed on for like 8 days, and I melted the racks. And so I took it back, replaced it, and at the same time I'm replacing it, I got the Excalibur, which is like the professional level dehydrator. I ordered that one. The Excalibur came in, and I took my old one and sent it to one of my friends who wanted to start dehydrating. And so I had actually replaced it. It was brand new, and I gave it to her. But here, once I got that Excalibur, that thing ran at least 4 days a week for 8 years. And to the point that I burnt the motor out. The beautiful thing about the Excalibur, I could swap the motor out myself for no maintenance cost, and now it's brand new again. Dehydrating is one of the greatest additions to the kitchen you could ever do. But only if you turn it on. You have to turn it on, or else it won't work. So here is one of my dinners. As you can see, at this particular point, we're putting about, this looks like a dinner of about maybe 15 to 20 different dishes. At a point, we got up to 54 dishes for the largest one I ever did. This is what a big one looks like. All of these, not all of these are raw though. I do see a big pot of soup. That's black bean and mushroom soup. And you see a lot of things, but most of those dishes are going to be raw. And look at the colors. That's one of the things you know you're getting full nutrition is when you're eating the colors. We have a moment before we serve the food where everyone gets their photographs in because we want to show this off, let your friends see what you're eating. If you look in the middle of the picture, in the back of the room in the corner, you see my big black box, that's the dehydrator. Yours doesn't look like that. Am I correct, Denise?
No, it's the little plastic round one.
Yeah, those are introductory level dehydrators. This is what the full meal looks like when it's serving time. So this one is more, this is probably about 30 or 32 dishes or so. Because it doesn't include, you're not seeing probably up to 10 different juices. So Living Superfood Feast, May 2023. And I did this the first Saturday of every month for about 8 years. This is another one. I made like a burrito wrap, but if you look, I didn't even use off-the-shelf burrito wraps. I made my own. These are called zucchini flax wraps.
So the beans there, are they cooked?
Those are cooked kidney beans. You do have to cook most beans. Otherwise, the tannin levels become toxic and you will break out in hives. It's nasty.
How do you get that wrap to stay together?
Use canned beans.
Yeah, use flax when you're mixing the wrap up. I put the wrap is made in the blender, so you're using zucchini, flax, lemon, a little sea salt, some curry powder, and a couple of other elements. But once you put garam masala, that's another very important one. That's an Indian herbal blend, culinary herb blend. And then when you put it on the dehydrator, you got to make sure you wash the texture real close. You leave enough moisture in it that it wraps, but it binds together because of the flax meal. Flax becomes a binder when you put it into certain foods that are dehydrated. So this is an assortment of my kitchen utensils that I recommend. Vegan kitchens get utensils like this. The dehydrator, right next to there's a coffee grinder I use to grind up seeds and sometimes grind up culinary spices, my juice extractor, my food processor, my Vitamix blender, and in front of that you see an electric juicer, along with a good high quality assortment of knives. And then on the very right-hand side, you see a nut grinder. I use that to grind up different nuts if I'm putting them in dishes or salads or something like that. This is just another quick, simple daily meal. This is how I'm normally going to eat daily. This is looks like more of a daily meal.
What are those things that look like French fries? What is that?
Those are called jicama fries. That's from Recipes Volume 1. Those are raw jicama, and they're just, I put them a little bit of olive oil on them, and then I spice them with about 8 or 10 different spices and they're very lovely. They like French fries, but they have the texture kind of potatoes, but they're raw.
Did you make those up? Are those the purple?
Oh, those are
chips?
organic corn chips from Trader Joe's.
Corn chip. Okay, gotcha.
And if you're going to be eating corn, always, always assure that your corn is certified organic, non-GMO. Does anybody know why?
Pesticides?
Those are bad. It's worse than that. It's called Epicite, Epicite. Epicite is a genetically engineered coating called the sterilization gene. And it is now being put in corn products in America to reduce population amongst lower class poor families. I know this as a fact. I've been exposing Epicite for many years. You can just look up Epicite sterilization corn on the internet, and it'll tell you in less than a minute, yeah, this is out here. And they do not have to tell you when they're serving it in the food. So if the corn is not certified organic or non-GMO, I'm not touching it unless I'm in Africa where they don't have the money to sterilize people with corn, unless that corn comes from the United States in the form of food aid.
Certified non-GMO, is that the label?
There's a non-GMO certification, and then there's an organic certification. Both of them will work. And you get these, I get these blue corn chips are usually the ones that are organic and non-GMO. And
Okay.
blue is actually a healthier corn anyway. So going forward, this is kind of like a daily, someone who comes over to my house, this is what we're going to be eating on a daily basis. This is one of my friends comes over to eat. This brother here, this is a good brother. He had been diagnosed with kidney failure. And as much as he knows about the food, he's had the food's delicious, I still cannot get him to commit to this. And I've been trying for a couple of years now. He's on dialysis. He can't travel, can't do anything because he's dialysis dependent. Too bad, because I could have helped him save his kidneys. I had one of my clients who was on dialysis whose kidneys recovered, and she was able to come off of dialysis. Another good daily, that one at the bottom is like a stir-fry succotash. You do see quinoa. You have the untuna at the very top. That's a very popular dish from Recipes Volume 1. And then another one from Recipes Volume 3, you see the green one. That's the kale lentil pate. And then you see some candy jams in there as well. So this is how we do it. Does this food look appetizing?
Yeah, it's making me hungry.
Yeah. When I went to Jamaica, the guys flew me in. We were staying in there. They had these different buildings they were refurbishing and setting up, etc. So they called me in. So the morning I flew in, this was our first meal I prepared. I just kind of went into the refrigerator and found what I could find. I put together the smoothie. We had herbal tea. We had the fresh pawpaw, which is papaya. The one at the bottom, it's not potatoes, but it made it kind of like a potato. And then you have breadfruit on that table, on the plate as well. They loved all the meals. This was the very first one I fixed in Jamaica on this trip. We'll be going to Jamaica again later this year, in case anybody wants to go down there, spending anywhere. We haven't gotten the final trip finalized, anywhere between 5 days, and we've stayed as many as 11 days for our Living Superfood certification retreats. This is another Jamaican meal. This was this day we were out doing something. Oh, we had driven up into the mountains to visit this doctor. And when we came back down, it was real late at night and we really hadn't eaten. So I just threw all of this stuff in a pot and in 1 hour came up with this beautiful vegan stew. Does that look lovely?
Yeah.
And it's room temperature?
No, this is cooked.
Oh, okay.
These are plantain. This is again Jamaica. This is a Jamaican plate. I had brought my flax crackers, you'll see down the bottom with me. And I did bring the kale lentil pate, but the rest of it I put together there in Jamaica. This is the Jamaican crew. These guys are real estate owners based in London. Another Jamaican meal. The fresh ingredients you get in a place like Jamaica are just spectacular. And Las Vegas Superfood Feast with Chef Keedy. This is what we do. We do it for years. And I'm going to encourage everybody, start consider yourself worthy of eating like royalty. This is truly royal food insofar as every cell of your body. There's no king, there's no billionaire on earth who's not going to eat food that's more complementary to every cell of their body than what you're looking at right now. I promise you, this really does work. I have 3 Living Superfood Recipes books out, plus the 4th book, which I think you have the digital download of Soul Food, which has 25 of my favorite vegan soul food recipes.
Digital download, is that in the email?
That would have been sent right at the very beginning of our whole session, before the other books arrived in the mail. That one was when you got the audio downloads, you got Soul Food that same day. And that's how we do it. And that's what a happy chef looks like. And that's what a happy group of people looks like. I love doing the feast. I just absolutely love it, love it, love it. No excuses. And friends and family and celebrities all come over at this table. There's one mother of a famous young actress. The actress is only like 10, 12 years old. She's quite famous. And then there's a boxer in this picture as well, lady boxer. Other than that, these are friends and family. Any other comments, any questions? I'm going to come out of sharing screen. I mean, I got thousands of these pictures. I've been doing this for a long time.
Oh, looks good.
It looks like food. Look at that one there. That's a taco. That's using a store-bought burrito, but in it is a tofu kale, a scrambled tofu kale mix. I originally came up with that recipe for Kaba Kameni, an African-centered lecturer who was in Las Vegas. And this was a breakfast that he was addressing. And they say he wants you, Keedy, to prepare his breakfast food. And I made the most spectacular breakfast imaginable. It was so powerfully colorful. That's a whole nother story, because they had another chef came in and filled up the whole room with bacon smoke. But when they saw this breakfast, all the bacon and eggs eaters wanted some of this too. So I had prepared enough to give some surplus to the bacon and eggs eaters. But this one's made out of tofu kale scrambled, and it's got a spicy cashew cheese on it. And it's also got some bell peppers and tomatoes in it. It was incredible. In fact, when I created the dish, I experimented first, created first, got to test it out, and mainly from my mind. And when I tasted it, I couldn't stop eating it. I ate like 5 portions in one sitting because it was shockingly tasty. That one is in my 3rd book of Living Superfood Recipes. It's called Kale. It's called Tofu Kale Scramble. Tofu Kale Scramble. And it is awesome. So that's what we do. Let me come out of there. And let's begin to move into the latter stage of our conversation today. We're going to do one more Tuesday. I think we have one more Tuesday coming up, maybe 2 more Tuesdays coming up. I got to check because I missed the one. I said I'm going to add an extra one at the end. But any comments, any questions, anything you are curious about that you want to ask the coach?
Yeah, I have a question. In looking at that food, coach, comparing it to cooked food, which one takes more time? Because it seems like it might take a lot of time to prepare all that food, a lot of chopping, dicing, dehydrating. I'm just wondering, I mean, it's beautiful, it's colorful, but I'm just wondering, do I have to prepare myself to say, well, you're going to have to spend more time in the kitchen versus less time in the kitchen? Because, we've in the sad diet, is always rush, rush, rush. Because we're all,
Throw it in the microwave.
I don't do that, but I'm just trying to prepare
Yeah, I think
myself
that's
to
what
say,
some of my hang-ups.
Well, I've been doing this for some time. I have an immense amount of confidence in not only my kitchen, I can walk into your kitchen and develop confidence within minutes. I just got to find out what you have in the kitchen, and then I'll put together the food. Based upon my experience, plus the fact that my kitchen was well equipped with all of the tools necessary handy, I could prepare 4 of these dishes per hour. So this is why, with some of these feasts, I'd have 20, 25, 30 dishes. I'd have to start, if I'm doing 30 dishes, I have to start on Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, start dehydrating the stuff and getting it ready for the Saturday presentation. So for me, 4 of these per hour is normal for me. Some of them are a little quicker than others, no doubt. But, if you can do 2 per hour, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, and then prepare enough food for 3 days, then over the course of 3 days, you're going to have 4 dishes per day. Over the course of 3 days, you have 12 different dishes, menu items to serve up. That's going to be looking like those plates that I served.
Well, I noticed too that with this lifestyle, I go to the store more often. Like every 3 days, I'm over in the produce department. And you're saying that they last minimally 3 days if you put it in the refrigerator?
Well, yeah, that's for the finished dishes, but not all of them. If the dish has more lemon or garlic or other natural preservatives in it, it's going to last more than 3 days. But some of them, because of the enzyme activity, because of the raw live food, again, my brand is living superfood. Because the food is alive, the enzymes are active, and it's still going to be edible, but the taste will shift quite dramatically because the enzymatic activity, the foods are still kind of cooking, sun cooked. But the enzymes are doing the cooking and not the heat. Heat destroys nutrients. Enzymes enhance nutrient absorption. So don't be afraid of it. I hear you being apprehensive. Anytime someone says a statement and then puts but in the middle of the statement, that's a statement that's constricting and apprehensive. Don't be apprehended by it. Develop your confidence. There's only one way a chef develops confidence. And how's that?
Get in there.
Get in the kitchen.
Get in
Get in the kitchen, prepare the food, offer it to other people, and ask them what they think about it. That's how you get your confidence. Do you always eat alone?
No.
Generally, I do.
Yeah, I don't recommend that as we advance our vegan lifestyle, I do not recommend always eating alone.
I was going to share some of the juices with some neighbors, and I was advised just give them a shot because it's foreign to them. It's like me going offering Chinese food, but it's so foreign to them, and they can, turn the nose up. The sister told me just offer them a shot of juice, not the whole container.
Your sister said that?
A sister friend of mine, yeah, she said.
And what did she
just
think
give them
about your juice?
Oh, she's, on the same path, but she said that offering them a juice might be overwhelming for them. Just offer them a shot of it. And then if they like it, then you can say, here is a your quantity.
I do that with children, but not with adults.
Okay.
Yeah, with children, you never know because children don't have they have an underdeveloped sense of logic about food. And especially many children are raised by parents who don't know how to feed their children. So they let the children be the one who rules the family's nutritional output. In my household, it don't work like that. You got that backwards. It's the parents who determine what the children consume and not vice versa. I've had people bring their children to a living superfood feast, and one particular one was quite outstanding. But their child, they say, oh, she's a fussy eater. And I asked them the same question. Where'd she learn that from? Where'd she get that from? Because children don't come into the world fussy eaters. They're fussy eaters because you tried to satiate their emotions when they were little using candy and sugar and these other type of foods that didn't necessarily satiate their emotions. They just pushed those emotions and emotional kind of rebellion out in front of that child and that family's nutrition. You got it backwards. And welcome, Ken, to the conversation too. You got us in the last 8 minutes of today's program, but we'll have time to hear from you, Brother Ken. I know you might have some questions that you want to share with us as well. But here's what I'm going to recommend. I want you to write this formula down right now. You got it? Ready? This is the tastiest juice in the universe. Now, I did share the one for the watermelon, lemon, ginger, mint juice. Does anybody recall seeing that one in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
Did anyone try
Yes.
it? I know watermelon's kind of out of season.
Gotta get the watermelon.
I'm sorry, Denise?
Gotta get the watermelon.
Yeah, and
Said I gotta get the watermelon.
getting a ripe watermelon is even harder when they're out of season. If you do get one, it's probably shipped from South America, and it's probably not going to be fully ripened. They'll be coming from there this time of the year, or they'll just taste dull, whatever. But this, when the watermelons are ripe, that one is awesome. So you already have that recipe. Here's a new one. This one is called apple, lemon, ginger, carrot. And it has those 4 ingredients. I would say use about 2 large size apples. We're going to make 32 ounces. Use 3 apples. No need to even core or peel them. Just take the wooden stem out. The seeds can go through. This is going to be done in your juicer, not a blender, a juicer. You're going to juice, before you juice the apples, juice 3 large carrots. Why you do the carrots first? Because you're going to take the carrot pulp that comes out of your juicer, and you're going to set that aside to make this incredible tasty recipe called untuna. It's tuna fish salad made with carrot pulp, and it is spectacularly delicious and healthy and delicious. So you're going to get the juice from 3 large carrots, 2 to 3 apples. You're going to get the red delicious apples or gala apples or crisp apples. You're going to add a piece of ginger about the size of 2 fingers together like this, and with the skin on it. You run that through your juicer as well. And then you're going to take the juice of 1 lemon, just remove the lemon peel and juice the rest of the lemon. So that's apple, carrot, lemon, ginger. And be prepared. This is the tastiest juice, perhaps in the known universe. It is incredibly tasty. So if you're going to be sharing something like that with the neighbors, give them just a little sample and then tell them they can't have any more.
How do you remove the peel on the lemon? I don't know. How do you do that? Just with a knife or something?
Yeah, I take the lemon, put it on a cutting board. I take the first cut is at the bottom. Don't cut into the juicy part. Just cut off the peel and set it so it'll set flat now. And then you just hold it and you slice around the sides, all around the sides until you've stripped it. Of course, you can cut off the top, cut off the bottom, and then slice around the sides without cutting into the juicy parts, and then just throw that into it. Or
okay,
I have a electric juicer, a citrus juicer. You can always just use a citrus juicer, cut your lemon in half, put it on the juicer, and extract the juice that way.
All right. Yeah, I've made some juices similar to this.
Okay, and Ken, if you're speaking to us, you have to unmute yourself. Otherwise, we cannot hear a word you're saying.
I was going to say another way you can do it is with the hand juicers. That if it's not too big of a slice or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you got one of those kitchen hands squeezers.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
It's a little thing that basically when you put it in there and you
Oh, and it's got the levers on it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I use those as well.
Yeah, I have
Mm-hmm.
okay.
one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Good.
easier for
Yeah.
me.
Apple, carrot, lemon, ginger, 4 ingredients. Incredible tasty juice. And the health value of apples. And we have keep an apple a day, keep a doctor away. Well, we got 2 apples in that one. With the carrots, good sources of your beta carotene, antioxidants, good sources of vitamin A, which is actually made from beta carotene, and great source of fiber. The lemon, ascorbic acid, so good, so good, so good. And the ginger is a powerful adaptogen. So therefore, that juice, nobody has ever not said it was the most amazing taste ever. And believe it or not, as tasty as it is, you really can't drink a whole lot of it, especially if you punch up the ginger a little bit, because it just tends to like satisfy your brain really quickly.
Mm-hmm. And key, if you don't have lemons, how well do lime work?
I tried substituting limes and lemons for specific recipes, and I don't do that anymore. Limes produce a completely different taste than do lemons. In juices, it's probably not so bad, but I've done some recipes where lemon was part of the recipe, like a veganaise, and I put in a lime because I didn't have lemons, and it did not work for me. So I try not to just substitute lime for lemon.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you can actually, if you have powdered ascorbic acid, many times people get vitamin C in a powder form and add like that to smoothies and things. You can use that. It's just to realize that the powdered ascorbic acid is really quite sour.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Any more comments? Any more questions as we begin to put a tail into today's conversation?
Nope.
Okay, Latricia working today? She's not with us today?
Yeah, she's working.
Okay. I know we had a one-on-one consultation with her. Is she noticing? I think that was several days ago. She's starting to notice some of the benefits I said for her to start looking out for.
Only thing she mentioned to me was the weight that she had lost.
If she's taking the weight off, does she have a blood pressure monitor in the house?
Yeah, we've got one.
How's that? Has that changed at all this week?
I haven't measured mine. I don't know that she's measured her. She didn't mention it.
When was the last time you measured your blood pressure?
Oh, probably the first of the year.
Would you recall what it was?
No. I know it wasn't anything alarming yeah, but no, I don't recall what it was.
Are you on hypertensive meds?
No. No meds.
Okay. Yeah. Can you grab the cuff and cuff yourself right now, or is that too inconvenient?
Let me see.
Coach,
Yes.
I was wondering what kind of jobs could you get from all this knowledge if we were interested in doing something like that? Do you know how would we kind of promote something like this to others?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Be it-
people who take the certification course, many times they are already involved in healthcare somehow. They may have an independent practice in alternative medicine. They may be a consultant. They may be developing different herbal products and those type of things. I think my course serves those who are independent more than it serves people who are dependent, even though I have had practical nurses, licensed LPNs, and practical registered nurses take the course. I've had at least one doctor practitioner take my courses before. But when you're talking about getting jobs, the mainstream medical industries are very strict about who they let inside the door. And if you're not certified by them, they don't necessarily want you walking in the door. So that's why I don't even try to work with them. But I have worked with the county of Clark County, which is the county government here in Las Vegas. I've worked with them addressing their employees during lunch hour. I think about once or twice a month we go in during their lunch hour and do a nutrition course and share different things with them. I'm now moving into what's called executive healthcare strategies consultancy. So I want to now be working more with CEOs, people who are in executive job positions who cannot afford sick days because the whole business is so dependent upon them. And also doing the best I can to work with them, to work with their employees to cut the number of sick days that the businesses are being penalized by. And Brother Troy doesn't know where his blood pressure monitor is. So don't worry about that, Brother Troy. We'll do it a second time another day.
All right.
I have an addendum, then in addition to that, if because I'm a veteran, and if you're a veteran's dependent on there, if you have a VA there, that may be another way also that you can kind of get your foot in the door, because the VA has really changed a lot of things right now in terms of some of the new therapies and stuff that they have. For instance, one of them that I have been finally getting some appointments for to get some help is what they call the seasonal affective disorder, where it's been shown that people can be affected by endless sunless days of winter and the cold weather, and it can seriously, for instance, it can seriously disrupt your sleep, which it did for me. And I think I saw on there, I'm looking at it again, but you can get an accredited as a veteran's representative for that. There's a certification that you have to go through, but you can probably find more of that stuff through the VA site online. It's va.gov.
Okay, that could be a handy insight for
Yes,
people to
thank you.
go ahead and get that. I think, presuming they'll pay for the certification for vets as well. Does that make sense?
As I understand it, I'm trying to find it here.
Okay. All right. Well, that's something definitely for people to look in and to inquire about. Dwight, what type of a position do you have in mind you're looking for?
That might be something I might be interested in, since I'm a retired reserve captain, and we have a big facility in Detroit, VA.
Oh,
Because
Mhm.
I
yeah.
have several feathers in my hat with massage and your course and Reiki, all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, clinical nutrition would be a great addition. The thing about it is there's going to be resistance because people who take the traditional certification as dietitians or nutritionists, AMA certified, they're extremely hard-headed and they're not really that good at nutrition, but they think that they're the alpha dogs. I have this quotation I use in the Big Up Manhood: until the lion appears, most hyenas think they are the alphas.
Right.
I'm
So I
sure,
am the lion. I'm the alpha.
Katie, I'm typing in the chat a website that I found that you can find out more information about the program I spoke about.
Okay. All right. Make sure you check that out, Dwight. I think that could be useful to you, Captain.
Yeah, you heard that,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Enough respect. Enough respect.
Okay, I'm in the chat. I don't see anything here.
He's typing it in
I'm
right now.
putting it in there.
Oh, okay.
All right. we're going to begin to wrap it up. Please take advantage. You have me here. I'm speaking freely. Any other comments? Any other questions? How's your week going to be ahead of you? Let me ask you one at a time. How's your week going to be, Denise?
Um, I'm gonna work at it more with a lot of the information that I've been sent, and yeah, I'm gonna look at some of the recipes. I'm gonna fix some of the recipes because they do look delicious. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do this week, and do my exercise and drink my water because that's
So
I
it's
don't
going to
drink
be a
lot of
good
water.
week.
So
So it's going to be a good week.
yes, sir.
It's going to be a great
Yes,
week.
sir.
It's going to be a highly productive week.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a week where your journal is going to be filled with exciting progress. Am I correct?
Exactly.
All right. So claim it.
Yep.
You got to,
Because I have the tools and I know
yeah.
what to do.
You might
And
even
so
go
therefore,
find
I
that
just gotta.
dehydrator is probably in your garage someplace. Where's that dehydrator hiding now?
It's in my kitchen. In
Ooh,
the cabinet.
probably
It's in
right
my
next
kitchen.
to
It's been
an
there for
AC
years.
plug too.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever had
Yeah.
you ever had sun-dried tomatoes?
No,
You've never had
but I bought
sun-dried
some the other day.
tomatoes?
They're like candy.
Yeah,
No.
they're like it's spectacular. I add sun-dried tomatoes to salads. I make the the marinara sauce with sun-dried tomatoes. They're just fantastic. So many different ways you can use them.
I'm gonna have to
And
try it.
yeah, so you
Yeah, I'm
can
gonna have
make those sun-dried tomatoes in your dehydrator. Before you put them in the
yeah,
dehydrator,
I
though.
got a reason now to pull it. I got a
Yeah.
reason to pull the dehydrator out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All
So
right.
that'll be some of my things.
Yeah, that's what that
Mhm.
look on your face right now is what I wanted the answer to reflect. An enthusiasm, an
Uh,
excitement about the week ahead, because now I have tools that I've never had before. I have progress that I'm measuring that is something I want to keep up. You want to see that progress in your blood pressure. Let me ask you this. Have you been taking your blood pressure reading every day?
No, I don't do that.
You don't do that? Okay, I'm
Mm-mm.
confusing you with someone else I recently talked to was on hypertension medication. You're not on any hypertensive meds, am I correct?
I, I am on hypertension medicine, but taking my blood pressure. I mean, I have a blood pressure kit, but I don't do it. No.
Why not? Why not? That's power. That's power in your hands. That's power to take control of your life, take control of your destiny. It's like the scale,
That's true.
weighing ourselves on the scale. Troy, are you excited? They're not Troy. Yeah, Troy, are you excitingly addressing your scale now every day? Unmute yourself. Is Troy still with us or is he frozen? You're muted?
He has to unmute.
Okay, we can't hear a word you're saying. All right.
Well, I'm
Well,
excited about my scale. And another thing is, it's just that I need to do it. And so this kind of excites me about getting myself in shape the way that I need to be. You know, when I say shape, get me in. I know now what I need to do so that I can get off the medicine, because that's what I wanted. That's why I joined this program. It's because I want to get off the medicine. So my blood pressure kit on the side of the bed of me, but I don't use it. But now I know to just, feel to want to do it, feel to want to, take my blood pressure and see what it's like.
I'll do
Because a
mine
lot of times
sometimes as
I'm not
many as six.
taking the medicine like I.
Yeah, I'll do mine as sometimes as many as 6 times a day.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Because sometimes I know it's high anyway because
Well,
of the
that's why
headaches and all this kind of stuff.
that's why you want to have your blood pressure reading. If you know it's high, then you go about reducing it, lowering it right now. The longer your body stays hypertensive, the more you're damaging your internal organs. It's one of the main causes of kidney failure is sustained hypertension.
Yeah, I just got to
Okay.
get on board. I just, I don't
So
know.
get excited
But
about
thank
the week
you.
ahead. Yeah. Anybody else? How's your week going to be ahead, Dwight? I know what you're going to answer.
Well, I'm glad that, I'm at this phase. I'm going to be doing EDTA as soon as it comes, and then I'll be doing the target organ juices.
Mm-hmm.
So the worst is going to be behind me. Not that
How
it's too bad.
now? How did the aftermath of the olive oil flush? How was that day? Was it 1 day or 2 days?
Today is the second day, and I'm doing better now. There were some parts of it that weren't too comfortable, but a lot of stuff came out. I had four bowel movements, and it was, real foul smelling. So I like all this was in me. So I'm just glad that it's emptying out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to see what the EDTA will do because I've never done that before. And I'm excited about the NAD after I
Yeah.
stop the fast.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see what it will do. And I'm
Now,
hoping to share with brothers that have a lot of ED issues. That's what I'm
mm-hmm.
hoping to share with
Yeah,
them.
and ED issues really is about atherosclerosis, clogged arteries. That's the main problem there. It's ischemia throughout the body. And you've already done the colon cleansing. Did you get to the point where the prune juice and herbal laxatives came out like almost as soon as you took them in, and within an hour it came straight out?
Yes, I'm past that phase. I drank a whole 32 ounce of prune juice. I'd never had prune juice before.
Oh, I love prune juice. And even after water only, it actually tastes kind of good, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, because it's got the sugar in it. You can appreciate the sugar when you've been on water after multiple days. So, did you weigh yourself this morning? How much did you weigh?
200.6.
And is this the lowest you've been
Yes.
in how long?
Well, I've never been down to this level.
Since what? You're in your
Since
20s, 30s?
30s, 30s.
Okay. So now, after just really 1 week of strict adherence to the detox, reboot, rejuvenate, your weight has lowered the lowest it's been in 30 years. Is that a correct assessment?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Have you given yourself a standing round of applause?
Yeah, I give myself a hand clap.
You have it now. Are you going to stick to this pathway?
Yes, I will.
Mm-hmm.
So much better. I was having so many problems and didn't understand why, what was going on. And my neck is even looser now. It used to be so stiff.
That's right. That's right. And your joints are all going to be feeling better too. Get your exercise routine up and
Yeah, I'm
watch the
going for walk
watch the
after.
pace pick up even faster.
Okay, yeah, I've been walking. I'm going for a walk after we're done.
Good, good, good. Do 10 push-ups before you go for your walk, or 25 if you can. And then do
Okay.
another 25 when you come back in.
Okay.
Go for it, man. Troy, how's your week going to be?
Oh, it's going to be planned out. It's going to be great.
And when are you going to be traveling? You know what day you're hitting the road?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So how's your diet and nutrition going to be on your trip?
Oh, it's going to be packed in the cooler.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be as if we were almost at home. I mean,
Good.
because the way you laid it out I was making it harder than it actually was, looking for excuses, and you eliminated all the excuses.
No excuses. I like your attitude, man. No excuses. You're making such great progress. You really don't want to allow other people's influence who don't know what you now know. You don't want their influence to take you off of your pathway ever in life. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, you're really correct on that statement. That's an understatement right there.
That's right. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul.
Got
Or
it.
you're the captain of your soul, the master of your fate. That's the poem Invictus by what's his name? Ernst Lee. One of the great poems of history is called Invictus.
Invictus.
Yeah, the last two lines are, I am the captain of my fate. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Got it. I'm gonna look it up.
How's your week going to be ahead, Ken?
It's going to be busy in a way because I have a second interview coming up for a degree related federal job on the 9th. So I'm going through and I went through and updated a cue sheet that I created.
I really want to focus on how's your healthy week going to be.
And the health. Well, I just went out to Meyer and hit the jackpot for some fresh non-frozen fruit and stuff, because sometimes they do the markdowns on there, and I know that one of the things that I've learned from this winter is why how if you can't get the fresh fruit, like a lot of the places when I couldn't get it here, I tried to use some smoothies and stuff, some frozen fruit, and boy, did it give me the body chills. But I'm now I guess now that kind of the seasons changes, they're bringing in some more different fresh produce in there, so it's a little bit easier.
Good. Keep up your exercise routine too. Got to get that blood hot circulating through your body. If you got chills, you neutralize chills almost immediately with good, vigorous exercise. That tells your hypothalamus in your brain, get these resonance energy inside my body up. I need to generate heat.
I just shared with an idea that if you all don't have any home equipment, two places that you can find are Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, and I have a good Weider Total Body Works bench that basically is like it's a bench almost with, you can do most muscle exercises that you do with regular weights in a gym like that. And you can find some good YouTube tutorials on there, but I paid only $45 for that. Basically, I have the gym in my garage when I want it, when I need it, and it's a great little thing to have for times when you're kind of, you need to get a quick workout in, and you can't go to a gym or something like that.
Yeah,
you can pop out a full body. I've done a full body workout of like 30 reps for each exercise.
All right, this looks good. Yeah, I pulled up a picture. It does look good, and again, it uses your body weight and not these artificial straining weights, which happen to be hard on the joints. Good suggestion.
And it's very, very easy on your joints, especially on your wrists and your elbows.
All right. If everyone got everything in, I'm going to go wrap it up for a night now. I will put the recording of today's conversation up into the WhatsApp group. I do want everybody in the immediate aftermath of this conversation to get into the WhatsApp group and let everybody else know what you thought about today's class. Let them know about your progress. If you want to brag, we're the ones you want to brag to, because we are all into your successes. Maybe not quite as much as you, but almost as much. I get excited every time you post up your progress. I get excited for you as well. And on that note, let's go ahead and wrap it up for today's conversation. I hope you have the most productive week. Tuesday evening, yes, we will be on for the class. It gets crazy busy in my office, and sometimes Tuesdays it hits me at the last minute. Man, you got an appointment coming up. So if you don't see me in the class right on time, you got my mobile phone number. Just call me, say, Kitty, get your butt on the Zoom right now. But I expect to see you all. And I wanted some more great progress. Tuesday, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 days from now. I want to see some measurable progress, actually 3 days from now. Measurable progress. I want us all to report the good stuff that's happening to our bodies. Do your weight measurement, do your blood pressure medicine, do your exercises and expand your exercises. Do all of the things that you now know how to do that represent the new stages of your life that are now the new habits. I'll remind you, old habits die hard, new habits form quickly. And that's our lesson for today. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.